The Adventure of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Sirinthip Pengprasittipong. Chapter 21. Digging for Treasure. There comes a time in the life of every normal boy when he is filled with a desire to go somewhere and dig for hidden treasure. This desire suddenly came upon Tom one day. He failed to find Joe Harper and Ben Roger had gone fishing, but he stumbled upon Huck Finn the red-handed. Tom took him aside and revealed the matter to him privately. "Where shall we dig?" asked Huck. "Oh, almost anywhere." "Why, is it hidden all around?" "No, of course it's not. It's hidden in very special place, Huck. It's sometimes on island, sometimes in rotten trees under the end of the limb of an old dead tree, just where the shadow falls at midnight, but mostly under the floor in haunted houses." "Who hits it?" "Why, Robert, of course. Why do you think treasure? Don't they come back for it?" "No, they think they will, but they generally forget the marks. Or else they die. Anyway, it lies there a long time and gets rusty. Then somebody finds an old yellow paper that tells one how to find the mark, a paper that has to be studied for about a week because it must sink. Have you got one of those papers, Tom?" "No." "Well, then how are you going to find out the mark?" "I don't want any mark. They're away by it under haunted house, or on an island, or under a dead tree with one limb sticking out. There are lots of trees with these limbs sticking out, hundreds of them." "Is it under all of them?" "How you talk! No." "Then how do you know which one to go for?" Go for all of them." "Why, Tom, it will make all the summer." "Well, that doesn't matter. Suppose to find a pot with $100 in it, or a rotten sheet full of diamonds. Would you like that?" Huck's eye go. "That's right, Tom. Find enough for me. Just give me the $100, and I won't want any diamonds." "All right, but I won't turn my nose up at diamonds. Some of them are worth $20 each. There aren't any worth less than $1. Haven't you ever seen one, Huck?" "I don't think so." "Oh, kings have bags of them." "Well, I don't know any king, Tom." "I know you don't, but if you went to Europe, you'd see heaps of them." "Are they in heaps?" "In heaps? No." "Well, why did you say they were?" "I only meant that you see a lot of them, not in heaps, of course." "Why should they want to be in heaps?" "All right. But where are you going to dig first?" "Suppose we tie that old dead limb tree on the hill, the other side of Still Horse Stream." "All right." So they got a rusty pick and a spade and set out on their 3-mile walk. They arrived hot and breathless and threw themselves down in the shade of red. Then they worked and sweat of half an hour. There was no result. They labored another half hour. There was still no result. "Do they away busy it as deep as this?" asked Huck. "Sometimes not away, not generally. I think we haven't got the right pace." So they chose a new spot and began again. The labor dragged a little, but still they made progress. Finally, Huck leaned on his bed, with the sweat from his forehead with his lip, and said, "We must be in the wrong place again. What do you think?" "It's very funny, Huck. I don't understand it. Oh, I know what the matter is. What fools we are! You must find out where the shadow of the limb falls at midnight, and that where you dig. Then hang it all. We done all his work for nothing. Now we are got to come back at night. It's a very long way. Well, I'll come round and meal tonight." The boys were there that night about the appointed time. They sat in the shadow watching. It was a lonely place, and boys talked little. Presently, their uncle that midnight has come. They marked where the shadow fell and began to dig, hopefully. The hole depend, but every time they half jumped, when they heard the pig stick upon something, they only suffered a new disappointment. It was only stone on a root. "It's no use, Huck," said Tom at last. "We are wrong again. But we can't be wrong. We marked the shadow exactly." "I know, but that's another thing. We only guessed the time. Perhaps it was too late or too early." Huck dropped his bed. "That's it," he said. "We can never deny it. And besides, this kind of thing too awful. I feel as if there is something horrible behind me all the time. And I'm afraid to turn around, because perhaps there are others in front waiting for a chance to jump at me. I felt queer all over ever since I got here." "Well, I felt the same, Huck. They nearly always put in the dead man when they bury the teacher under a tree. Toward it. Good heavens, yes, they do. I always hear that. Tom, I don't like to interfere with pets where there are dead people. One sure to get into trouble with them. I don't like to stir them up either, Huck. Suppose did one there want to stick his head out and say something." "Don't, Tom. It's awful. I say let's give this pet up and try somewhere else." Tom considered for a moment and then said, "The haunted house? That's it. I don't like haunted house, Tom. Why, they are far worse than dead people. Dead people may talk, but they don't come sitting round in the sheet when you are not noticing a peep over your shoulder or of a sudden again their teeth the way a ghost does. I couldn't bear such a thing as that, Tom. Nobody could." "Yes, but Huck goes only travel about at night. They won't hinder us from digging there in the daytime. So, what's the use of being afraid?" "Well, all right. We try the haunted house if you say so. But I think it's taking a risk. They have started to go down the hill by his time. They're in the middle of the moonlit, where he stood. The haunted house, utterly lonely, its fence gone long ago, with hiding the dubstep, the chimney in ruin, the window farmers without gas, a corner of the roof fallen in. The boys went far to the right to keep as far as possible from such an evil-looking pet.